Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today from wherever you are joining us from. My name is Francis. On today's update for you, a 55 years old Nigerian priest who is based in the United States is facing possible jail term. He has been arrested for possession of indecent images, sexually abusing women, and also financial abuse. Today's story is one of those stories that when I am talking about it, I am shocked because, as I always say, we expect to hear good things from people in authority, especially people like pastors and priests. This priest is originally from Nigeria. He was ordained in Nigeria in 1993 and he practiced as a priest in Nigeria until 2006 when he moved to the United States of America. He initially went to Texas, where he was practicing in Texas as a priest in America. Initial report when he first arrived in America, there was no suspicion. This priest, as I'm speaking to you today, if he is found guilty, he could be sentenced to 15 years in prison for his offenses. This priest is saying that he has been thrown under the bus, that his opposition to the Pope liberalization of the Catholic Church, the church position on the issue of LGBT and gays and lesbians' rights, because of the hard stand that he has taken, that is why the church is trying to silence him. That is his defense. However, it appears that the evidence against this gentleman is so overwhelming that the likely outcome is jail. I want you to start leaving your comment in the comment section. What do you think is going on? Do you think that this priest, as he claims, that he has been sacrificed? Or do you think that, given that when the police arrested the priest, they found pictures of children, indecent pictures of children on his iCloud account? Today's story is not good. Now, I want you to reflect. If this priest was in Africa, do you think he would have been arrested? Have you heard of any pastor or priest who was arrested in Africa for sexual abuse of women and sexual molestation of children? Leave your comment in the comment section. Why is it that it's when African pastors move abroad, that is when the law gets caught up with them? There is also the story of the Nigerian Pastor Michael Olorumbimi in Birmingham in the UK, who was sentenced early this year to 32 years in prison for sexually abusing his congregation for more than 27 years. Some of the people, he was giving them spiritual bath. So I want you to leave your comment in the comment section. The question I'm asking is, do you think that this pastor, that one that has just been arrested and the one that was arrested, that was sent to jail in the UK this year, Pastor Michael Olarumbimi, do you think if these pastors were in Africa, they would have been arrested and successfully convicted? I want you to start leaving your comment in the comment section, because I haven't heard of any pastors or clergy who was arrested and sentenced in Africa either for money laundering, sexually abusing women, or molestation of children. So educate me, because I want to learn from you. So as I was saying, this pastor, this priest in America, when he served in Louisiana, a woman who was going through a very, very difficult time in her relationship with her husband. She was vulnerable. She said that she approached this pastor for guidance because she saw this priest as someone that is in position of moral authority. She was confused. Her husband was asking her for anal sex, and she felt that that is against the teaching of her church. And she was confused, and she wanted to seek clarification from the pastor to find out whether the religion, the Catholic Church, support a man having sex with his wife, anal sex with his wife. She approached this priest, and this priest even took advantage of her. The priest told her she can have anal sex with her husband, and the priest started kissing her, exploited this woman's vulnerability because the relationship was going through difficult times. The husband was adamant that if you want me to be with you, you have to give me anal sex. This is what I want. And this woman now went to the pastor, to the priest, only for the priest to not take advantage of that. Listen, the issue that we're talking about today is one that we can all relate with, because I am sure that you have heard stories or rumors or you've seen where people in position of authority, like pastors of a man, they exploit women and children. That is something that we can all agree that it is wrong. So I want to know what your views are. So 3 women came forward. After this man was suspected, 3 women came forward. The Guardian newspaper, which is a leading newspaper in the UK, did an investigation into the allegation that these women raised to them, and they did an investigation, and they said, yes, there is an overwhelming evidence that this pastor is sexually abusing women. There is another case in 2008 where a woman approached this pastor in Louisiana, the southern part of America, and said, I need spiritual guardians. The woman said, and I quote, again, the pastor had anal sex with this woman. He had anal sex with this woman until it got to the point where the woman said, you know what? I am not going to go back to this pastor again. Now, when this pastor was invited to Louisiana, the pastor, the church that he was ministering, the church congregation was declining. The pastor now came up with, he's part of what is known as charismatic renewal. Charismatic is part of Catholic Church, but they tend to be more evangelical. They believe in miracles, healings, and things like that, and they are very, very popular among Catholics. So he came to this church and he started telling people that he has the power that with the blessing of Holy Mary, that he has the power to heal people. Rumors started spreading out in the church that, oh, this pastor has power to heal people. He has healed people. The church congregation started increasing. We see this all the time. Again, in Africa, anywhere you hear miracle, because our people have lost hope. There is no government. There is no social security. We don't have welfare. People have taken the pastors as the welfare. Pastors and churches are the things that people look up to when you don't have job. There's no hope of getting job. You're living in abject poverty. You're living in, your children are not well. The only place you can take them to in such circumstances is the church. Sadly, it's the same thing this pastor did. He went to this church. He realized that the church membership was coming down, and he started doing his charismatic renewal to say, oh, we've got special power from the Holy Mary to be able to heal people, and the church congregation started increasing. And when the church congregation started increasing in New Orleans, and that is where the pastor started abusing these people. I want you to tell me, do you think there is any justification for a man of the so-called man of God to take advantage of vulnerable people? Because this thing is happening every day in our society. And I'm sure there is somebody who is watching this video now who is suspecting or who have heard a pastor or an imam who is abusing their position, taking advantage of vulnerable people. Leave your comment in the comment section. This pastor was advised to return back to Nigeria. If he had returned to Nigeria, believe me, the pastor would not have been arrested. If you have a different opinion to what I'm saying, leave your comment in the comment section. Do you think if this pastor had left America and returned to Nigeria, he would have been arrested by the authorities in Nigeria? Have you heard of any pastors or priests who was arrested in Nigeria for sexually abusing people? Why is it that they don't get arrested in Nigeria? Is it that there is no crime? They don't commit crime in Africa? It is when they move to the Western world, that is when they commit crime? Surely, it's not when they move to the Western world that they start committing crime. Why is it that they do not commit crime? They do not get arrested in Nigeria? We'll come back to that later. So this pastor was advised to leave. He refused to return to Nigeria. Obviously, he thought, America, why should I leave America and return back to Nigeria? He's now 55 years of age. He stayed. What he didn't know is that the police has been after him. The police has been tracing him, looking for evidence to nail him. Remember, this pastor has a reputation for healing people in America. Just 2 weeks ago, the police obtained warrant in Texas to go to this pastor's home. They went to his home, they arrested him, and his iCloud on his iPhone account, they saw indecent images of children. Indecent images of children. One thing we know from previous cases, when the perpetrator has been arrested, more women are coming forward. As I'm speaking to you now, more women are coming forward to say that this man sexually abused them. There is a case, another woman even presented telephone call evidence to support what she is saying. More than 8 women have now come forward to say that this man sexually abused them. Now, I want to ask a question. What is wrong with men between the age of 55? I'm sure a lot of men commit this crime before the age of 55, but there is something that is striking where men between the age over 55, they are now accessing indecent images of children being abused. What is going on? What are they enjoying? There is the case. This is not a case of black and white. There is the case of the BBC reporter, highly respected reporter, Hugh Edward, who last week was found guilty for possession of indecent images of 7-year-old child. How can a 62-year-old man have possession of indecent images of children? Please, if you have any reason why this is happening, leave your comment in the comment section. Now, I return back to the case of Anthony Odiongo, the Nigerian priest who is facing possible jail in America. Now, this man is not saying that he's also accused of financial abuse by the church. The question I want to ask all of us, I am not here to criticize pastors. I believe that there are good men of God out there and they deserve to be respected. But the vast majority of pastors, especially among Black people, they are using religion to exploit vulnerable people. Look at what is happening in Africa. Pastor, I'm asking you the questions again. Do you think that if this pastor was living in the Caribbean or he was living, I heard the story of a friend who told me when she was 11 years old, how a pastor was sexually abusing her in Jamaica. Up to today, this lady, she is now in her late 40s. She still have that guilt. Every time she has a failed relationship, she will say it's the curse that the pastor's wife placed on her before she died. She said the pastor told her, if you ever disclose what is going on between me and you, you will die. My brother and sister, if you are a child and you are being sexually abused today, I am telling you, the way these pastors control their victim is to put fear in their mind that if you tell anyone what is going on between you and me, you will die. I'm telling you, it's a fear. You're not going to die. If you are being sexually abused, please remove that shackle of fear from your mind that these pastors are using to control vulnerable people. Pastors are sexually abusing people. They are telling you if you reveal what is going on, you will die. My brother and sister, death, all of us have signed contracts with death. Nobody will live forever. That is the fear that they are putting in your mind so that they can continue to abuse, exploit you forever. And the moment you realize that the pastor doesn't have your destiny, the pastor doesn't know the day you're going to die, only God knows, that is the day you regain control over your life and push the forces of fear away. Please, if you know anyone who will benefit from this video, kindly share this video with them. You can support this channel by giving this video a like, because there are more people now as we are speaking who are being sexually or financially abused by these so-called men of God. It's not only in Christianity, it's happening even among Muslims. Please give this video a like, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to share this video with anyone that you know will benefit, and leave your comment in the comment section. I ask you again, do you think this pastor would have been caught if he were living in Africa? I want to know what your views are. May God bless you. We can all join together to stop the abuse of children and vulnerable women. God bless you. I will see you soon. Thank you.